already on?
Yeah, we waiting for the rush camera.
Sorry about that.
1 second, I don't think nobody on here yet.
Alright, Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and face the east. We're going to give all honor and glory and praise unto
Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rahatash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth, with the 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, to the Bahasham, never doubt the house of David. This is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahawashi. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you, and you alone. All right? First and foremost, starting with the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, the first fruits, and the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony and the true name of Yahawah, which means he is, he to be, he exists. All right? Bahasham in the name, Yahawashi, meaning he saves, he delivers, he is salvation. All right? And he is only salvation for the nation of Israel, and even more importantly, the elect of the nation of Israel at this time. And we discount not his blood, but through the service and the predestination of the elect. Yahawashi will bring back the nation. All right? Bahasham in the name, Holy Spirit, or Spirit Holy, which you must have to believe upon the true name and the testimony of Yahawashi. All right? But without further ado, hey, Lord willing, this be an edifying, beautiful camp. Got the brother Ramoth here. All right? Through the will and power of Yahawashi. Hey, we're just going to get into it and let the Spirit just flow. We're going to start off in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and starting at verse 1.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1 says, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor.
Right, the righteous man stand in great boldness. All right, now more than ever is when Yahawashi is calling and requiring those men of the nation of Israel, the elect, the hopeful elect, to stand up for his name. All right, to push forward his testimony, the will and power of Yahawashi. All right, because now more than ever, hey, this devil is about to come down with great wrath and more adversity that you have to go through. All right, these times, as these ports start dwindling away, as these warehouses start dwindling away in substance and everything, the grinding ceasing and everything, it is now going to be more important than ever for you to stand on the faith of Yahawashi. All right, the testimony is going to speak loud and clear. Now everybody is going to be tried. Now Yahawashi said, not only what did you learn, all right, you brothers who have been walking in the truth, let me see you apply it. And now that you are applying more so, let's see where the level of faith do you still believe. All right? Because to apply it, you might apply it for a time if you're not a believer in the truth of Yahawashi. Because you maybe made it this far. All right? But now Yahawashi is going to test all that you've learned and test your faith more than ever. And I don't want to ratazah. You stand up to the challenge. I stand up to the challenge, speaking myself first and foremost, but as well as these other brothers who have been laboring. All right? That every brother who's sincere through the will and power of Yahawashi, keep on standing for the name, all right, of Yahawashi.
Yep. Psalms 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right. Who will stand up for Yahawashi and against the workers of iniquity? That's 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, especially. Why? Because you're really the first offender. Before Esau, Edom, you were truly the first offender of Yahawashi. You're a disrespectful ass fucking child. All right? And there is nothing worse than having a disrespectful fucking child. I'll deal with those others later. But you fucking little shits. Yahawashi is gonna get a hold of you little nigglets. All right, you GMO babies, and he's gonna fucking terrify you. All right, he's gonna put you in terror and put you in subjection. All right, to put you under the foot, to whoop your ass, because what is death to the Most High? Nothing. It is nothing.
Judgment will start in his house first alone. But it first said, who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right, and the evildoers, hey, first of his nation, but Esau, Edom. All right, you're the number one enemy outside of the household. You are the number one enemy outside the household that Yahawah Yahawashi is going to fuck you up. All right, all your bullshit, all these decrees being pushed. All right, on the left-hand side and making them law, and now that Trump, he has a little bit more wiggle room. He's starting to dance. This is starting to get, he's starting to get in sync. He's starting to get rhythm.
It's a 1 billion Dubai hotel rhythm. That's what he's doing.
Hey, he's starting to get in the rhythm because what? The full swing of his sword is about to come in place. All right, it's about to come in place. Why? Because he is a cunning warrior. All right, Esau Edom is a cunning warrior. To be a warrior, all right, you have to have some type of skill, and that skill, hey, follows with what? With a method. There's a method to his madness, and it is to take out, hey, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and swing his sword skillfully. All right, this is what this devil is trying to do. All the laws are being set up into place.
Yeah.
All right.
And now he just kind of got past, you know, he got the ruling he really wanted from the Supreme Court.
Right.
And what was the first thing that came right out of his mouth was that birthright citizenship, and he said it was for the babies of slaves. And how many times did he say that in that speech? He said it about like 5-6 times. You know, he kept on repeating it. You know, so guess what? All that little rioting and noise that you made, you know, a couple weeks ago, you know, look where you at now. All that protesting didn't do shit for you.
Right. It's like it's no different. All they did is basically target marketing on who they're going to round up, because all your phones were open. All right. When you go to those protests and everything, hey, all your information is wide open for the taking. Now, not only do I get to track you through these systems, and I forgot the name of those little cameras that they have everywhere now on stop signs and in all these damn places. All right, but all through his law. All right, now he gets to track and see you even more so. Oh, you were the one at the protest causing the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you were the one over here. Oh, you agreed on this. Oh, you congregated. All right, and were in collaboration with a semi-lawful, it was semi-lawful, all right, but it became unlawful as soon as that first stone was broken off the curb, all right, as soon as that first person slapped an officer or threw something at an officer, it now is an unlawful gathering. Why? Because a protest turned into a riot or aggression, all right, and hey, start paying attention to your laws, all right? Because these devils, hey, what was it? The Florida judge who said,
kill him.
Run his ass over.
yeah, we'll run you over.
Hey, Florida not
All right?
right.
We'll run you over. We'll cancel you. And he said your loved ones will be picking up your remains.
We ain't gonna stop.
All right, we ain't gonna stop.
He said if you will go to the hospital, then you will get put in jail. He said,
Right. This devil told you exactly the process of what he was going to do. So guess what? You slap a cop on the hand, you're going to get beaten to the point where you go to the hospital. After hospital, you will go to jail. All right? If you throw something that could be considered a weapon, hey, don't be mad if your family is picking up your remains, basically, because guess what? You're going to be at the morgue. That's he said you're going to be at the morgue. So know that if this devil has the pride and has the authority to say that, how much more is it going to play out through the rest of this nation? All right?
and that's why they put the military, the Marines. It's not about, you know, basically now the military is here. Now the the National Guard. They stationed them because they did that a while back in New York when they said that the subways were bad. They said, oh, we're going to put the National Guard down there. So it's moves made to have what they want in place. So when they do something, they already got that there.
Right.
And those are major cities.
Yeah.
New York and LA.
Yep.
That's why they had a escape from LA and escape from New York.
New York, yeah.
You know?
Because this devil is essentially, hey, he deviseth mischief by law. All right? He deviseth mischief by law. So if he's devising it by law, what the fuck are you gonna do? All right? It doesn't matter. Hey, I'm not saying don't have any tools that you may need. All right? But never depend on those things that are just tools.
Esau got more of them.
Right. Esau got more of them, as he's clearly starting to show you. Hey, the braggadociousness of Esau Edom is coming out more so. All right, his pride is starting to get lifted up even more. He's starting to reveal because his law almost says he can say that I don't give two fucks about what you say.
Revelation 12,
Right?
you know, that's when he gonna come down with that great battle. I don't give a fuck about blood thirst.
He made it, and he made it to where now he could just all them laws that he was throwing up in the beginning when Nero came into office.
Yep.
All right, when he went into office, how many of them, I forgot what they was called, executive orders
Yep.
did he make? Now he could just pass them. You know, he gave himself the authority to do it
Right.
Yeah.
in his system.
It's a double-edged sword when you're playing with Esau Edom's law. It's a double-edged sword because on one side, the sword says, the law says, hey, you have the ability. You have the ability to be free. You have the ability to do this. You have the right.
Yeah.
But then the other hand, it says, but with giving you that right, I also have the right to do these things in the background.
Yeah, he made Revelation 12 and 12 come in, full effect.
Yeah.
It is right in full effect now. And going back to those cameras being set up, that's like the infrastructure to how he was talking about putting up them smart cities.
Right.
You know,
Hey,
what was it, surveillance, monitoring.
yeah.
Big Brother program. I got to proofread real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Hey, and they prescribe it like a over-the-counter dosage. All right. Hey, this thing it has everything of the making for Rome to come back in power. All right, that's what it is. He is giving the blueprint to set up, his infrastructure, his new infrastructure. All it is a revised and a renovation of his old structure.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, now technology has made its way, now we can digitize it. We're going to digitize not only the financial system, but we're going to digitize, rights and everything. Know that this devil, is having his new constitution put in place. All right? Because paper is a thing of the past. That's why they're getting rid of the money. It doesn't matter if the money is made out of paper, mixed with cotton, in certain blends. This devil says, no, we're going to go completely digital.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to make everything digital. Why? Because it's a better tracking system. Right? Now that the system is able to track you a little bit more, now we know everything what you need, what we want you to have, what we don't want you to have. All right? As you're start looking at your purchases. All right? Just from your own simple life and your own simple wallet. Why do sometimes these people deny something that it's money in your bank, that they're starting to deny certain purchases of yours, even if it's just one time? These are basically like testers that they're doing. Oh yeah, so we can now deny, okay, we're not going to give it to them first purchase, but go ahead and let them get it on the second purchase. All it is gradualism, and until the point where there's no more gradualism, it's just law. Okay?
Yeah, because that's what basically we're coming to a point to where it's laws could be passed, but now it's according to what's going on. So if Iran, or they so-called say Iran strikes America, guess what the president's going to do? He's going to bring in specific laws to tell you can't. That's when your amendment rights go out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they had the NDAA, and they had the Patriot Act 2
Right.
after 9/11, because if there's a specific attack on America, now it's hey, well, we gotta go with the flow.
Yeah, for the safety of the citizens.
Yep.
You know, for our country.
Yep.
The safety of the citizens and the safety of the system.
Yeah.
It's the system that they care about.
Right. Yeah, because they don't care about people, but they'll use that as a front.
Right.
Yep.
Because all these most of the attacks and everything they doing it from their own hand.
Yeah,
Right.
pre-made.
It's
And that,
coming prescribed.
yeah, right. It also
Those
like
that's part of their remedy for the for the trick.
the NWO, and that's why, like, y'all talking about ICE, but I mean, really, in all actuality, that's just a pre-made move.
Yeah.
I mean, who is ICE? You think they're deporting them back to Mexico? They talking about they beefing with the cartels.
Right.
They're deporting Mexicans back to Mexico? No. Them people that are getting kidnapped and stuff like that, the reason why you're not going to see them again, they getting slaughtered, man.
Right.
Either that or it's a narrative, which Esau always goes off the narrative.
Right.
Let me push this and let me rouse them up so they can get, amped up so we can bring order at KO.
Yeah, it's a test. You know, it's a controlled experiment.
Mhm.
But know what Esau is great at. Remember, this is his kingdom a revamp. So what did he do? What did he do back in the day? The Atlantic slave trade. Now he's selling.
Yeah.
All right, now he's selling to other countries. Hey, I got some prime real estate for you. Look at him. He's healthy. She's healthy, right? This devil has continued in his trafficking. That's why, in the state that we live in, it is one of the biggest trafficking states. All right, Nevada is one of the biggest SA trafficking states in the United States. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Google it. All right. There you have so many things that are going on, and now the laws allow certain things to be dictated if you have enough knowledge of the law and you are part of the system for your protection. No different like those small hatters can do something in SA and get away. We just go back to the land. But they go back now.
Who got arrested in them tunnels?
Right.
You know, that them rats popped out of.
Right.
I ain't seen no arrest. They let them damn near start a whole riot right there and didn't get one scratch on them.
Right.
All them little rabbis and shit.
Yep.
You know?
Hey.
And they had that shit was a whole sex dungeon.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a precept. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 8. And it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
All right, you got it on.
So, because of all these unrighteous decrees, all these backdoor deals, and all these unrighteous acts, Esau, Edom, the people are not falling for it no more, and they're not going for it no more. People are starting to wake up and realize, like, man, this guy's the fucking devil. He's not fair. He's not righteous. He has no integrity. He does not care. All he cares about is getting what he wants, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it hurts you or worse.
Yeah, and the Most High is, gonna call his number, like seeing his days are determined.
And not only that, but Esau, he's not even good to his own people.
Right.
And because of all these unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, man, the Most High is taking him out of the power seat because, like the scriptures say, when the righteous are endured, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, and the people are in a state of mourning right now.
Is that in the book of Sirach where it say, a man who's not good to himself, who will he be good to?
Yep. Hey, because Esau, you're the motherfucking devil. All right? You're the motherfucking devil in the scripture.
And you heard
You have already determined your lot, your position, and your downfall. Past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Because the Most High hates you. And all praises to Yahawashi for revealing who you are.
Yeah.
All right? Hey, that's why Yahawashi Yahawashi. Go ahead and read Wisdom of Solomon. Go back to it. What? This is why. All right, yet again.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor.
And this is all through the will and power of Yahawashi Yahawashi. This is why the nation of Israel and the men of the nation of Israel, of the hopeful elect, are standing up. All right? We stand up for Yahawah Shem Yahawashi's name. All right? We stand up for our heritage. Whether you say it belongs to us or not, because the Spirit beareth witness. All right? That we are the children of the Most High. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as the speckled bird whose father's line goes back. All right? We understand, hey, there's a dark day coming, but we get to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That light is Yahawah Shem Yahawashi.
You can see the light while you in the nightmare. You're in the vision while you in the fucking nightmare.
Right.
He said, alas, that day is so great, Jeremiah 37, but he should be saved out of it. You gotta go still do it. But Lord willing, part of the elect, you get beamed out of here. Or if you're a martyr, you know what I'm saying, you're already in the shit, picking up your brothers and sisters.
Right. We're not talking about martyr aspect of what these Muslims say. All right.
Because everybody that died over there, they considered, they were murdered. You ain't stand up for nothing.
Right. Fell for everything.
You just got. You know, you just got your ticket punched. And the thing is, we only bold, you know, through Yahawashi in this faith, because this is the truth is the only way that we can stand up and have the faith and strength, you know, that we need to stand up against this behemoth of an oppressor. You know, because he's bigged up right now. The Lord's got him, you know, strong.
And that's why through the Spirit, that's why the faith, you know, the truth, you know, you stick with it, because at the end of the day, when, you know, all else fails, you know, these citizens, these American citizens, they don't got nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, we do. That's why the Lord is called the rock of our salvation. Because at the end of the day, it's like you have to submit to something.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be a prisoner to something. Are you a prisoner of Yahawashi Shem Yahawashi? If you're of the elect, or if you're of the faith, are you going to ride to the end? Or are you going to be a prisoner to the system? Because the system going to make you fold. But, you know, when all else fails, you know, the Lord want to see, hey, if you ain't got nothing left, nothing in your tank, you empty, your back's against the wall, what you going to do? You going to go out? That's why Meshach, Rashach, and Abednego, that's why that story of the three holy children is so powerful, because even in the sight of death, they said, fuck it, you know, and they sent up prayers, and the Lord delivered them. That's the times that we coming into. That's what Jacob's trouble is going, that's what that Jacob's trouble test is going to be about, because it's going to get cold out here, man. It's going to get cold. You think shit cold now, you driving, people don't know how to drive, oh man, this shit crazy. Nah, it's going to get way colder than that.
Right. Got a quick one. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
He said, what may it take? It may take death. It may take your cancellation, your deletion off of this plane for a moment in time for you to receive the blessing of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. But he said, what stand faithful? All right? Not every brother, not every sister is going to make it and see Jacob's trouble. All right? Not all are going to be able to necessarily participate in Jacob's trouble. All right? But it is the blessing that Yahawashi Shem Yahawashi has kept you, because he wanted you to be on the chariot with him first. He wanted you to have that first bird's eye view. Look at the blessing that Yahawashi Shem Yahawashi delivered you first. Because either way, whether you're going through Jacob's trouble or whether you have to die for the name of Yahawashi Shem Yahawashi, it is a blessing both ways. It's just the way that he wanted both sides to tell the story. Okay?
Greatest deliverance of all time.
This is a as the apostles go into it, it's not. I'm trying to think how it's phrased, but you can't sprint in this race. You got it's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
You gotta. It says endure into the end. Endure all things into the end. We gotta. As the scripture I just read was strive for the truth unto death. We keep on pushing. Through whatever you got going on, and it's not going to be an all-out sprint to the finish line, or else you will get gassed out, like the tortoise in the head. The one taking his time, but developing and just growing and getting better, because the tortoise not the fastest, but he kept the same pace. He just kept on pushing. Going back to the little, we were just talking about nursery rhymes and shit at the house.
Yeah. But that tortoise and the tortoise and the hare, the storyline of that, it's always some kids know to, but it had truth to it. And they put that in the cartoons too, because when you really look at it through the spirit, you got guys that come into this truth that
Run laps around these.
they learn a little something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then oh man, I'm greater than the opponent. That's what Alizar, that's how them dudes are. They want to figure out the cool breakdowns and I found something new out. And then you got the tortoises, the tortoises, right? Which, like the scriptures say, like the brother mentioned, the race is not given to the swift. It's in Ecclesiastes.
That's the scripture I was thinking about.
So you got to be that tortoise, because if you're not that tortoise, first and foremost, ain't none of us greater than anybody. We're men trying to solidify our spot, by doing the will of the Lord, giving diligence. So you gotta be like that tortoise. You gotta be that cross country. You gotta be in that cross country race.
Can I grab that real quick? This is the book of Ecclesiastes 9. This is Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the men of understanding, nor yet favor to the men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all.
Time and chance happeneth to them all. All right, didn't Yahawah should be able to say that, roughly paraphrasing scripture, thank you for not giving it to the dark, weak. All right? So Yahawah should be outside. He deals with those who are lonely. All right? The meek and the humble. All right? If you know every damn thing and you have it all, there's no need for you to have Yahawah should be outside. You're not in the need of position. You're not in the need of learning. All right? You're in the pride that, I'm self-made and self-paid. Right. You paid yourself, you said you can pay yourself salvation.
You can get yourself out of what's coming. You can save yourself.
Yeah, as long as we got the name, the Rakakwadash, you still got a chance, to be delivered. And that's the main thing.
Don't think that Yahawah Shemi Shai can't take his name right from.
We done seen that.
Right. His name is salvation. Right. Yahawah Shai means he delivers, he saves, he is salvation. So don't think that he won't take salvation from you if you're a nigga. All right.
Yeah, he'll take his name away and give you a different name,
Right.
and you'll start calling upon that.
Demons and 32 demons in Boston now, they calling on Abba and I think Yeshua. I think that was the last shit I heard.
That's the Holy Spirit
Yeah.
being departed from you.
Yeah.
See Bahasham outside, the way he's getting down right now, it's either you got it or you don't. Like we was talking about yesterday, like we were saying, like, you know, this is our secret place.
Yeah.
You know, you don't go out, you know, when you cry, you cry in secret. You know, when you're not publicly like, oh man, you know,
It ain't a good look.
yeah.
I had a friend in the world. His girlfriend broke up in high school. Broke up with him, and he out front crying. I'm like, bruh. He's like, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, let my dad give you a ride home, man. You don't need to be out here like that.
Yeah.
He didn't want to come in the car. I'm like, get your ass in the car, man. I don't want to be your friend.
And that's the tough love of the truth. But see, this is our safe haven. You know, we're like an inside joke. Like yesterday when we was at the, you know, the Dave and Buster's with, you know, old boy, like we had the insight. We had the inside joke, and then it came to a point where he was like, man, nah, man, I don't even want to.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. And that's what, you know, that was him, you know, rejecting the truth.
Yep, that's right.
As simple as the conversation was, because it wasn't too deep. We wasn't really.
Right.
We just surface level.
Right.
Bro was in the military, and we was like, man, get out when you can. And then it escalated from there, but it wasn't nothing like. He didn't want to hear it because he knew he was going to hear something that he didn't like.
Right.
Yep.
He already heard enough of things that he didn't like.
Yep.
But we can talk about conspiracy theories.
right.
But we can talk about those conspiracy theories and UAPs and UFOs, right? What you jakes don't understand out there is that it's all linked together.
Yeah.
It's all Yahawashi. He said, I control the deceived and the deceiver. What? If you would just quiet down for a second and get out of your worldly mindset, right? You might be able to get a question answered about that conspiracy.
Yeah.
Right? Because what do they say? Conspiracy is damn near facts now. All right?
Yeah,
All these conspiracies are starting to come true. These so-called conspiracies, they're proven to be right. Look at the Icky Vicky.
Right.
Oh, those men out on the highways and byways, they don't know shit. All right, but lo and behold, reports are coming out, and there's mandates, and there's government lawsuits against the Icky Vickies statewide saying, nah, as a state, we're not accepting nor allowing, but the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done, so how much more? How much more?
I got replace that for you. It's Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And that's basically what was happening yesterday. You know, where the 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, regardless of what we were doing, the Lord was making his words known unto you. You're a military guy. Hey, the Lord was like, hey, you get your ass out.
Right?
You better, he said 20 years.
Yep.
You're like, you told him. Hey, we ain't got 20 years, bro.
Ain't got to.
Was to hearken, but then when you say, oh, well, I don't want to talk about that right now, like the brother said, we wouldn't like pressing them, like come outside, we wouldn't ISUPK with it.
Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like.
All right, we switched the conversation. Look, bro getting knocked out.
Right. Oh, yeah, bro. Got exactly
That was
when
a knockout blow because the dude did get knocked out right after that.
right after he did, yep, and we was all watching it.
That was a spiritual knockout blow. Oh, let him go.
Yep.
You didn't want to adhere to the word, let him go. How about you now, Shai? I don't want to hold your hand.
Right.
He don't need any of us.
That's why this devil's known as the his system is the beast system in the Bible.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has 2 horns, the left and the right. How you want it?
Yep.
You know?
That's right. Verse 25, it says, but ye have set at naught. Oh, so like it. Yeah, ye have, no, verse 24, so like it. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. And you literally had your hand stretched out. You was like, yo, because my bro love you.
That's why I have to tell you. He was giving them the, how how Yahawashi saved, Peter out the water.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. Yep.
Sounds good.
Drawn out the water.
Yeah.
Now those waters is the wickedness of this world.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. And it's like on Family Guy when Spider-Man will show up and one of them gonna fall and he save him. He say, "You only get one."
Peter and slap Yahawashi and like, bro, I got it. No, he was
flailing in the water. Ah!
I ain't got to tighten up, but this one's a trooper.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Verse 25, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof.
Hey, you didn't want any correction. All right? Because you knew it all. It's okay. I know it all. I already know what you're going to say. All right? This system, what you guys fail to realize, all right? People fail to realize is that, hey, the devil plays the same system to get you comfortable. This is only play. All he has to do is change. It's no different than the iPhone. All right, the iPhone is the same phone, but next year, what do? They put a better camera on. Everything else is the same. It's just a better lens.
sweet.
Yeah.
New color.
New color. All right, a little bit bigger screen. It's the same fucking play that he has got you, indoctrinated with. The same thing that you love because you got used to.
Movies. How the movie industry, they don't come up with no new shit hardly. Everything's something that already made it big, and they just now what they doing with Disney, they making it real, real life instead of cartoon.
But that's what they had to do.
Oh, God.
The reason why Disney and these other movie production films, they went to the comic books for what? Because there was already existing storylines there.
Right.
Because they didn't have anything new.
Yeah.
And if you look into the comic books and you have a spiritual eye, you really see that goes back into the scriptures. All right? It's more than a little bit. All right? And Yahawashi, hey, has given you indications of you to receive all this information.
Yeah, that's where they got
Slide that in here.
Okay. That's where they got Cain the Conqueror. Cain the Conqueror represents Yahawashi. And then with Loki, the Loki series, He Who Remains represented the Most High. So these specific storylines, and like the brother said, the comics and stuff, they're based off the scriptures. But they see, but that's why Jonathan Majors was able to play Cain the Conqueror and Yahawashi. Because when you look at it spiritually, right, that was too powerful. That's why they said, oh, well, we're going to get him out of here, because brothers was waking up to the fact that, okay, well, Cain the Conqueror, He Who Remains, that's the Most High. So they seen it, we got to get him out of here. Mm-hmm. He got set up, boom. Now they put in for Dr. Doom, which I really can care less about Dr. Doom. But they removed the Jonathan Majors, the Cain, the Conqueror, because Yahawashi is who? He's the Conqueror, right? They removed that out, and then they put the Dr. Doom series in. Now they're like, oh, well, he's innocent, so we're gonna think about putting Jonathan Majors back in the Marvel cinema, Marvel stuff. But it's like we already got the inkling of why y'all did that.
Yeah.
It's deeper than just black actors.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's why they That's why they also took the Rock from Black Adam.
Yeah. Yep. That was supposed to be a sequel.
The imagery was too much.
They smelled like he was cooking.
And it's not because, see, it's deeper than, oh, well, they're black, that's why. No, it's deeper than Wakanda forever, man. But they're gonna soon come to know through the Spirit that all these specific movies with Jake in them, like Jonathan Majors playing King. That's a big role.
Yeah. Yeah. Most High putting the spirit in all things. The one point I wanted to bring out was that they reuse these recycled stories because they know that it works. Just like their tactics. They're going back to the same old trick book that they've done before. Just like in Rome when Nero started that fire with and blamed it on the Israelites.
Yeah.
He's doing it then.
That same persecution is coming and it's going to be done again.
Hey, man, perfect movie remake that I'll say 97% of so-called Americans know is going to be what? Red Dawn.
Red Dawn, yeah.
Okay? Red Dawn ideology. Let's just call it that, because that's what it is. It's an ideology. All right? You believe that you're going to be able to defend and what do they call it? Red Dawn and that new one. Damn.
Civil War?
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Civil War. All right? You believe that you're going to be able to make it all great again. All right? That it's all going to be the way that it was, and you're going to come back 10 times stronger. All right? Everything leading to America being able to be sovereign for who it was made for. Right? Because America is not made for you just
Right. I got a brief for you. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed.
Right. There's no balm to be healed. This bitch ain't being healed, but this is, lo and behold, this is what you think you can do. That's why this devil is shredding his constitution, his own constitution that gave him the rights as it was set up, and enough ability to still have, let's just say for the sake of video, indentured servants.
Yeah.
Right? Indentured servants here in the land of America. All right, being able to be employed with a financial means, even though it was barely enough to get by, but a couple living above their means through the ability because they needed a couple more fucking handlers. It still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So now, this motherfucker is telling you, let's go to the playbook, put them all in chains.
Yeah.
Get rid of who you need to get rid of, and this is for us. And this is why Yahawashi is going to now let this devil fall upon his own tongue.
Yeah.
Because you are the deceiver.
Yeah. Hey, like you use that word, indentured servant. Can you get that word, Bishop?
Yeah.
That see that Juneteenth, this Juneteenth BS just passed, and all you Jakes was out here screaming that y'all was free, right? But like the brother used the word indentured servant, the brother's gonna get it. All they did was make you an indentured servant after they so-called said you were free. Now you can work for wages to keep or maintain your household, but you're still a slave. That's what employee means. So you Jake sitting out here talking about you're free. Juneteenth, y'all out here turning up. Is that free?
Right.
That man gave you a date and a time and a stamp to make you celebrate thinking that you were free.
And you still went to work. You still had to go to work on that fucking day.
Yeah.
What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, that show you that it's not a real holiday.
Right. Right.
In this system. Ain't none of these is real holidays, but
But July 4th, y'all gonna turn up. Which what? July 4th, 1776 is when what? The so-called Illuminati was established, or the Freemasons, which they've been established before that. But when the elites established something like 1776, July 4th, they're just making it known to the public. They really already had that shit before. It's just, okay, we established this. That's why a lot of you Jakes are simple. Y'all don't know shit, man.
I got that for you. You just want me to read the AI overview?
Yeah.
So this is a Google AI overview. Indentured servitude was a system where individuals, often in exchange for passage to a new land or to repay a debt.
Yep. And what debt are we repaying? We do what? We pay taxes. And guess what? Since this war is going on, guess what's going to rise higher? Taxes, because all that tax money goes into what? The military.
Who's talking about reparations and how these? It might have been. I might have been watching Elder Malcolm. He had a video where I think a lady was going into it.
Oh, California reparations.
But the reparations were already paid, and they were paid to the slave owners.
Yeah.
You know, so you ain't getting shit. They already paid your reparations to the slave owners because they lost they money.
Right.
Yep.
That's why the scriptures say this is not your rest, Jake. But you keep trying so damn hard in this society, not realizing that they're just gonna continue to screw you over until.
Well, as the California, I think one of the legislators, they were in council about the reparations need to be paid, right? And the reparations that need to be paid. This woman said, she was like, I didn't own any slaves. All right, nobody here has owned slaves, even though the system has allowed certain people to benefit from the laws that are in place from slavery. All right, yet you don't have to be accountable for those things. It goes to show how this man's system is unjust all the way through and through.
Yeah.
Now there is no such thing as so-called slavery. You're just employees.
The verbiage.
Right.
Yep.
The verbiage changed.
Going back into what we read in Isaiah, the 10th chapter.
Right. Because let you tell your supervisor that you're not doing something. He can't bust out the whip anymore. All right. But he can start that paper trail on you. She can start that paper trail on you.
Send your ass home.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't have a union representative, if you're in a union, right? And then now look at what your unions are doing. I just read an article about the unions, giving up certain rights because this place right here is having troubles. So now you better make sure that you're the best fucking employee you can be. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you have a smile, and make sure you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because you have no representation. You're going to pay dues to still be just an employee. More money is still being taken out of your pocket. You have no freedoms and no rights. Why? Because they're being stripped away. It's not as if you really ever had it. It's just an illusion, an amendment that you thought you had, that they could give to you at will. Right?
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. You know, and look, maybe you may not have owned any slaves yourself, but the position that you're in was made off of that slavery. All right, you benefited off of it, whether you like to want to accept it or not. Therefore, you had a better chance and at a better living in this society today because of what your forefathers did for you. And the Lord is not going to pardon you from that because, hey, he places judgments on nations. So all the nations that had a hand in Israel's, you know, and that's the true one conspiracy. That's what I forgot to say. The only true conspiracy out of all these conspiracy theories, the only, because those ain't conspiracy theories, those is historical facts, man. But the only true conspiracy theory is how all these nations conspired against the nation of Israel. All right, that's the conspiracy.
And this is what the devil has tried to do to the children of Israel. All right, cut the name out from being a nation that, hey, Israel may never fill the earth again. Right? Take the name out of remembrance when Yahawashi said it will never be so. All right? said, matter of fact, he said that he would scatter us amongst the heathen just so we could what? Lie in wait for his order. You see, we're behind enemy lines as well. All right, because Yahawashi is a man of war. You read it in the scriptures, but you don't understand it in your spirit, in your heart, that Yahawashi controls all this.
Can I read down to?
Yeah, you got it.
This is verse 22. It says, "For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahawah of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith Yahawah. I will make..."
And so like, when did that happen in history? Because we still reading about it. That's how you know that this is talking about ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
This is talking about America.
Yeah, and also to tie it in with what it's going to say right here. "I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahawah of hosts."
And when you sweep some shit, you know what I'm saying? You try to make sure that shit, make sure that shit, you know what I mean?
Get all the little dust particles off the clothes.
You got the dustpan,
I don't want to walk around with my socks, my white socks, get all that
Right.
dirt on them.
Think about it, how much more when you got let's use the Philippines or African where they sweeping the dirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They still try to make sure that all the dirt is off the ground, even though it's made out of dirt.
That's crazy.
And why is it going to have bitter pools of water? You know, it's going into that nuclear destruction, that toxic water.
That
Radioactive.
toxicity, that radio, yep. Because that's what the American citizens don't understand. Nuclear is gonna bring a whole nother definition of biochemical.
Yeah.
Them atoms being split, certain chemicals on the periodic table. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put the spirit on them to split those atoms. Just like Lot's wife was turned into what? A pillar of salt, and you could still see her. Guess what? All the Lord did was in the elemental state, split the atom and rain fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. Now he gave that technology to them German scientists to be able to split the atom, right? And it's like when you look it up how they split it, it's like it has to move like fast as hell. Like, you know, it's like a certain process, and that goes to show you that Yahweh Shema Shah controls time, speed, all that. So if he gave them, if he gave them that technology through the spirit, like the brother said, you know, that them missiles when they hit, it's gonna cleanse, but also too, man, it's gonna create a whole bunch of other shit.
No, it's gonna be like evolution.
Evolution, yep.
All this, because think about what is that movie too? Damn, I forgot, it just slipped my mind. But how everything is bigger after nuclear events.
Yeah.
As time goes on, it being cleansed and replenished, it allows things to grow to its fullness.
Yep.
Right? Why? Because everything is being ripped that is unclean out. So now that natural elements can bring back that which once it was. Alright? Just like when two men carry a bushel of grapes, as the scripture says. Right? That's going to come through the cleansing process of Yahawashi using thermonuclear fire. Alright? We understand this place right here will be a desert wasteland, never to be inhabited again. So there is not going to be any grape trees that you're going to come out here and say, let me go to that one place and pick those grapes. There used to be so-called America.
The beauty of this place is going to be fucking empty. There's a murder of what not to do ever. That would be your punishment if so.
This is not going to be a so-called beautiful desert landscape.
Right.
This is going to be a memorial with desert creatures. Think of it as it's going to be like Megatron's Decepticons planet. Right? There's deserts and shit and creatures running around. Alright? It's not going to be anything to be inhabited.
13, verse 1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the power, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is.
They're all ignorant of Yahawah's power. Alright? They're ignorant of Yahawah's power and everything it is that Yahawah is
See it on the
doing.
camera.
Right? That he has put in place upon the heavens. Alright? For his men to recognize the laws.
Yeah, y'all missed it. It was bigger than that.
Yeah.
Kind of just dissipated.
Yeah, that's that destroying wind that's gonna come.
The whirlwind.
Yeah.
It's up in smoke. Right?
Then the sirens start playing after that. This place is over, man. Yeah.
It says, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master.
Can you read the script? I didn't read
This is, I'm going to read it again. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is.
Right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel. So like 2/3 of the nation of Israel, but as well as Esau, all right, and as well as son of Ben, all right. They take not heed to the word of Yahawah Shemi Yahawashi, even for the betterment of themselves. All right, the betterment of their nation. Here it is. Hey, and we can say some son of men take heed, because what are they doing? They're starting to return back to their own lands. All right, they might not have heard the scripture, but the spirit is in them to go ahead and get the fuck back to their land, because they know that this place is done. They done got calls from the people at home and say, hey, this shit is about to go down. I think you should come home. And they say, huh? You know what? I think I should come home too. The bread and circus is done. All right, making money for the family is over. All right, so let's get in and let's buckle down. And this is what you Jakes need to see. It's time to buckle down. All right. Hey, and these are the next coming. What? Me speaking as a man. In the next coming 9 months, if Yahawah Shemi Yahawashi allows it, there's going to be more chaos and disorder and shit going on. By the time Passover comes back around through the will and power of Yahawah Shemi Yahawashi, that cold and dark winter. Right here it is, they're already talking about blackouts, and certain blackouts are happening in the summer and heat waves on the East Coast. How much more? Hey, the West deals with heat. The West doesn't deal with the cold. That's going to be a cold fucking winter that's coming. All right? As we've seen, West Coast pipes freezing over. What happened in Texas? What happened in Chicago? All right? What happened last year in California? The last couple of years, floods. All right, monsoon season, a whole 9 yards. Hey, more earthquakes. Don't forget about that volcano, though. Don't forget about that volcano, though.
And a lot of in California, a lot of California got hills. So when massive rain comes, people got to deal with mudslides. Your houses on them hills, them Hollywood Hills. They call them Hollywood Hills, right? But the Lord can have it to where, man, that shit can, man, you have a fucking house sliding down. You in your crib, next thing you know, you goddamn house sliding down like it's a surfboard.
But that was a soldier boy who had to get.
Yeah.
He was on top of his car. He got evacuated.
But that's
years ago.
That's judgment upon the what are they called? The nobles. The nobles of society. Because when you deal with Hollywood, you deal with people over there. You know what I'm saying? You deal with nobles, which noble just basically means people that are high status in society. So the Lord gonna be, he gonna be doing shit, and you people are gonna be wondering why. It's gonna take you time, this and that, and then the Lord just gonna ultimately, he gonna be so, you gonna see so much of his anger that like the wilderness, he just gonna be zapping you niggas, man.
So you had those fires, you know?
Yep.
That was on the nobles.
Yep.
That was all the rich houses.
Oprah's house got burned down.
You hearing all the actors and so and so's house. He lost his house.
Right?
Not like he can't buy another one.
Right.
Yeah, but then he didn't even give you your insurance claim.
Yeah.
All right, this devil pulled out because he knew what was going to happen before it happened. Why? because he did it.
Yeah.
7 months before, he already told me the claims would not be have the ability to claim certain damages.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, this shit happens on a massive scale. On so-called, they were, it happened on the rich, not the wealthy. The wealthy were affected this much, but the rich were made poor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was their wealth. Their house, that landmass that they own right there, that was a part of their riches because they were on their way to getting wealth. But now they just got to be a common average Joe and go to another state and grab a house. Now they're living in Iowa, Nevada, Wyoming, Montana, right? That $32 million lot of land gone. Now they're getting pennies on the dollar like Hawaii. All right. Oh, did I say something?
They sent you there to burn you.
We got to do it.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 2. It says, "But deemed either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the violent water, or the lights of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world."
Hey, it's like you gotta say that's going into how the heathens get their gods.
Yeah.
It said deemed either what? What Kashad? Do that again?
It says, I'll read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 2. It says, "But deemed either fire or
right?
wind."
These heathens, what they do is, because they don't have Yahawashi, they make their own gods up.
But deemed either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars.
Yep, the circle of the stars, right? Because the heathens, they look up and they worship. That's how do you get the Big Dipper? Oh, that's the Big Dipper. It looks like a spoon. That's heathenistic shit, man.
Yeah, just connected some shit together.
Yeah, that's where they get that connected dot shit from.
Achilles heel.
Yep.
And you got Orion.
Orion's belt.
Which that shit goes back to what? Greek customs,
Yeah.
which Jake made up. Jake made up a lot of the fantasy Greek shit like Hercules and what's his name, Hades and all that stuff. That's where you get the hell stuff from.
Yeah, because they is, like stories and shit.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
entertaining.
That was their days comic books.
Yeah,
That was
yep,
their days
yep.
theater movies. All right? They didn't have the technology so readily available as it is today.
Right.
All right? There was technology. All right? There was certain technologies there. All right? But it wasn't today's digital age.
Right. And that's how they got, like, you would consider Black Adam, which we know through the spirit, is a Jake, but you would consider that going back to like a Greek god like Hercules. That's why he had a thunderbolt on his like Shazam. But we know through the spirit, you say, oh man, that's talking about the Most High. That's how you know that was Jake that created that. You know what I'm saying? Because you call upon the name of the Lord, you be saved, you get powered up.
And that's why brother always loves to point out whenever we talk about Black Adam. All right? What does he say? He said, by who? The wisdom of who?
Solomon.
Wisdom
Oh,
of
yeah.
Solomon. All right?
Oh, no, that was in Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Shazam is linked to
Right.
Black Adam.
Black
But I was saying in the movie
Yeah.
Shazam,
Yeah.
they,
Yep.
remember he said that, the wisdom of
He
Solomon.
said,
It
I
starts
give you
with
the
the
wisdom of
first
Solomon.
Solomon. It starts with the mind. And then what? Solomon. And he was a Hebrew, an Israelite who was Yahawashi.
That's why he's Black Adam. He was the first.
Yep.
All right?
And then when he blessed him with the powers, he started going into, he said wisdom of Solomon, and then he started going into the Greek shit.
Yeah.
I give you this, I give you the heart of Achilles, I give you,
Yep.
And so through the spirit, these specific customs, you know what I'm saying, that they go into, Jake made that up, man. That's why we resonate with superpowers and things of that nature so much. Hercules and all that. Esau wasn't making that up. Esau was in the caves. They did have the Greek Empire, which ruled, but Esau, he was predominantly just, he was ruling. He wasn't making up stories and stuff. We were the jesters. We were the tell me a story. If you don't tell me a story, then I'm gonna kill you. That's where they get all that shit from, man.
And then you have, if you look at it in Shazam, right? What did Shazam do? Shazam only was strong when he gave the power to his brothers.
Yeah, yep,
Right? His brothers and his sisters.
Yeah.
yep.
You know what I mean?
And he gave it to 5 of
He
them.
gave it to five. Right?
It's power.
Which is power. All right?
Which is unique that he has to say Shazam to get power. Like Adam just has the power. Shazam for being the man. Calling on the name of Yahawashi to get the power.
Right.
With Black Adam. And Shazam got his power from Black Adam.
Yep.
All right? That's the only reason why the elect men could come, because Adam had to come first. The first Adam.
Right in your face.
Right in your face. Right in it.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 3. And it says, with whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Hey, and they beautify them guys. Caesar Borgia, man, if that motherfucker walked down the street, you know how many people, oh my goodness, that looks like Jesus.
And they do
Yeah.
that with the fucking Richard Branson. They did that when he first came out, and then the fucking guy who played Jesus.
Yeah, what's his name? G, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, he played the
He's directing.
Nah, there was another dude.
Actor was somebody.
Oh, it was somebody else?
Yeah,
I thought that was Mel Gibson.
somebody else.
I think he was like didn't something happen to him too
Yeah.
after he
Yeah, he got hella sick.
like,
He got fucked up. He got fucked up.
Yeah, but he made it look like it was a good thing. Nah,
Yeah. And how about Yahawashi? Hey, was putting that hell on.
But
And
that-
that's why
Yeah.
I would not want to be a Jake who plays Yahawashi.
Hey,
Ain't no
well,
way.
you gonna have that. They bringing back that superstar,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ superstar, and they got that bitch playing it,
yeah.
the wicked. You know,
Hey,
they got that bald head Eve playing it.
Look, hey, that is a heavy burden in it.
Hey, we gonna see what happens to her.
Right, the Lord is not for your entertainment. Okay? If you wanna know the story of the Lord, hey, dig into the scriptures and listen to the prophet. You really don't need a depiction. All right? You jakes out there who are going into your acting classes and everything, if they ask you to ever be a part, play that role, I don't think you're gonna make it.
Yeah. But you had old boy that played Superman. The Apostle Tahar always goes into it. I forgot his name. Yep, and the Lord, and the Lord jacked him up because that's us. They showed you that on that Man of Steel movie. And that's they stopped making them movies because they know that when we catch on to it, they gotta switch it up. That's why you got this weak ass Superman, which it might be good. I ain't gonna lie, it might be good. Yeah, but I'm just saying though, from Man of Steel to this is like, come on now, like that man animated. He looked like Shazam. They even made Shazam kind of way.
Thank you.
And they couldn't be Michael B. Jordan.
They were supposed to do Will Smith Hancock, which they did. Not Will Smith. They were supposed to do. I forgot. No, Will Smith Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah.
They did Will Smith Hancock, but then they turned him into a coon. Do you see these doubles?
Yeah.
It's all about you being in a power seat and then putting you in a position to where we still control you.
Yeah. Or
That's all it's about.
You still, they still push that image of a black man being weak
Yeah.
or
You mean it?
effeminate or something. You know,
Right.
something. There's always
Right.
something on
They
there.
still tell you to take the salt and
Yeah.
salt you.
Because you mean to tell me this man in that movie Hancock, this man, you allowed them to put you in jail. Remember when he fucking,
Yeah.
son, I don't gotta be in here.
Right.
Come on, dog. Like Jake with that power, you think you
I'm
gonna
gonna jump back over the fence after I went and got the ball.
got the? You get what I'm saying?
I'm good. right? And I'm gonna come and do my time. Why? For the public image.
Right.
For the public image, because I'm so soft-shoe. It's all the cool.
Then he shaved his beard
Yeah.
fully off, looked like a baby face. That's the American image for you Jakes. That shows Esau, I have a controlled slave.
Which is funny that you said that, because you getting kicked out of the army for that, because they're bumping up and they're saying something about it doesn't look right for skin. Because you wasn't supposed to cut your damn beard off in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's only happened to who? You, Jake.
Right. We're talking about, hey, they use what is it? A curse unto you. Really, shaving your beard, hey, it's a curse. All right. You keloiding and stuff like that when you shave and everything, hey, that's a curse. And Yahawashi has plagued you with.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Shame face.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in mourning.
King David, his men came back to him when them heathen shaved this man's face. He said, yo, you can't come back into the camp until your beard grow back.
Right, and they didn't even do it. They didn't even do it themselves. All right, but yet, lo and behold, he said, hey, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna get them for it. But take your ass over there until it grows back.
So you're looking like a PEDO. Get your ass out of here.
You can imagine that conversation.
Ever seen the comedian going around here, like everybody without a beard or without a mustache?
Yeah, Jacob make fun of your ass.
The filtered.
They
They got
the
the whole filter thing, and now men are starting to see, right? Now men are starting to see they got filters because the beard's now becoming so what common and considered masculine.
Yeah, these studs even got beards now.
Right.
Grow your shit out.
Yep.
Grow your shit out, man.
That's crazy.
Oh, Rhonda with a. Rhonda.
You got it, bro.
Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Yeah, why is the Lord of them better than those? Because it's going to say, and Caesar Borgia, he's an image. He can't move. He can't save you. Why them small hats in Israel? We asked that. Me and a brother asked that to a person the other day. Why are them small hats not being saved from ballistic missiles?
Yeah.
Because they're the truth.
Right. Exactly.
They're the chosen. They gotta make sure that they got laws in place for their protection.
Yep. They hiding. They're hiding from ballistic missiles. The missiles are hitting. You see videos on TikTok, Instagram with them. They shook. So why ain't their Lord saved them yet if those are the chosen?
What's happening to us? You wouldn't be asking that question.
Yep.
All right.
Because they already saved.
Right.
And then this dummy had the nerve to say, well, the Lord didn't deliver Israel out of Egypt until 4. This don't got nothing to do with that. Those just aren't the real ones. That's why the Lord's gonna continue letting them get flooded. Y'all thought that Trump was going 2 weeks? That motherfucker did it in 2 days. Y'all thought he was gonna take 2 weeks, so you idiots out here was, we're gonna see what happens in 2 weeks. And the Lord sped that up, man. Baby oil on, did he?
He got a mask on.
But hey, you heathens, y'all going you American citizens, y'all gonna soon come to see through the spirit these small hats that y'all fighting for. Man, hey, they ain't gonna get saved. If those are the real people of the Lord, then the chariots will come and deliver them out of them ballistic missiles. Hey, the Lord had chariots over there intercepting missiles and playing with them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Showing you that he's in control.
Yeah. So where your guys at?
Right.
It says right here, for the first author of beauty hath created them.
Yeah, for the first author of beauty hath created them. Which the first author of beauty, of course, Yahawah, but then he created Yahawashi in his image. So that's the first author of beauty. And that's why he gave Adam the word to name everything that you see in sight. Every bug you say, Esau be like, oh, this is the
Proprius abbas
yeah.
grasshopper.
And yep.
Arachnoid.
I don't know.
Spider, arachnoid. This is the web deadly spider.
Right.
The Lord already had Adam name all those,
Yeah,
man.
we're gonna get those true names back.
Man, yep.
You ain't gonna say dog, nothing no more.
Yeah, because really, dog. When you say dog, it really is just a kalab in the Hebrew. That's what Caleb means. It means dog. So when you say dog, it's kalab. So you're not gonna be in the kingdom talking about something. That's my dog.
I gotta pray for that. That was a bad precept though. This is 2 Peter 1 and verse 16. For we have not followed cunningly devised fables when we made known unto you the power and coming of our Lord Yahawashi Hamashiach, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty.
So we don't listen to that bullshit.
Right.
Ain't nothing but bullshit. You keep on listening to the bullshit that they feed you. Think it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We're just gonna agree to disagree. No, fucker. We're not gonna agree to disagree. We're gonna agree that I'm right and you can think whatever the fuck it is that you want to think. Right? That's not agreeing to disagree. I'm telling you that I don't agree with the bullshit that you're saying.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you you're wrong on top of it.
right. And we don't need that shit because we have the true power. Hey, Peter was, he was, around that time they had, Greeks, Israelites that were Greek and all up in that mythology shit. So,
Yeah, Jake was in when the Roman Empire came. Jake was still in a lot of that Greek.
Well, that's why it's the Greco-Roman Empire.
Empire, yeah.
Because it was pretty much you doing the same shit.
Yeah.
We're still great.
And even today, that's where the hell doctrine comes from. That comes from Dante's Inferno, which is a divine, considered, the title even tells you it's a divine comedy.
Yeah.
But y'all take it for, for knowledge.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fairy tale. So
Cunningly devised fables. That's all it is. Look up cunningly devised fables. When you got these Israelites that bring up the book of Hebrews,
the Anunnaki.
Paul's letters didn't matter. The Anunnaki, and also too, man. Through the spirit, man. Do not believe no dreadhead ass nigga.
Right.
Stay away from him. Man, stay away from them dreadheads. We keep saying this. Stay away from a nigga that thinks he's deep and has dreads.
Shimmy outside. Hey, time after time, brothers have brought out and the heathenistic custom of having dreads.
Nah, bro.
But it's not even dreads though. It's not even dreads. When you go back to the word locks, right? It goes back to the Hebrew word malakfa, and it basically means locks means basically your hair weaved.
Like braids.
Yeah, weaved. Yeah. So it goes into a weave, and the only thing, like when people be like, "Oh, Solomon had locks," yeah, he did, but he had braids because the hair is weaved into a threefold cord, if I'm not mistaken. That's why Jake's so heavy into that.
That's why dreads are matted.
Yeah.
Right? Whether you put rocks in it or whatever, it's not
Yeah.
right in your head. Right? And it's dead hair.
That's terrible.
Right? Shit is no bueno. Nope. All right?
This is the book of Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 32, verse 2. It says, Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say unto him, Thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art as a whale in the seas, and thou camest forth with thy rivers and troublest the waters with thy feet, and foulest the rivers.
Because, hey, this is this man's system. He is that young lion. He has the ability. He has the authority. That authority, hey, to make his decrees law. All right, he has that authority, and he is the president is the modern day Pharaoh. All right, he controls the course of the river on the earth in retrospect of the people. All right, he gets to control the people by his decrees, by his law. All right, he doesn't. You don't have the ability to go against Pharaoh. The only way that you can stand up to Pharaoh is with Yahawashi. But that comes at a cost. Right? You should be counting the cost, because that's what Yahawashi told the men to do, the prophets. All right, the nation of Israel, really. He told you to count the cost, whether you accept it or deny it. He yet gave you the opportunity, Israel, to count the cost. And for denying it, well, you still have a cost to be paid. You just didn't count it righteously. You have an unjust balance. Okay?
This is Luke 14:28. For which of you intended to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?
Hey, whether you are sufficient to finish it, you did not count the cost for Yahawashi as you entered into the labor. All right, as you called on the name of Yahawashi, you didn't do it in truth and sincerity. All right, you didn't say take a self-preservation and say, what am I willing to do? Will I give it all? You said, oh man, this looks good. Hey, I get to hang around people. I get to make new friends. All right. Hey, they got a whole. Hey, oh, is that IUI can't see? There's a 5013C. I can get a dental plan. Yeah, I can get a dental plan. Oh man, they got a matchmaking system. Oh, boy, I ain't gotta be lonely no more. I get somebody. All right. Hey, it's no different than the other 501. You see the other scares. It's no different than these way more heathenistic doctrines, whether it be Buddhism, Catholicism, Mormonism,
Sophinism.
all right. All this stuff and all these programs that they have set up. All right, because you can go to the pastor of your apostolic and Baptist church and ask, hey, I'm short on rent, could you guys help out? I've been paying tithing. They'll say, mostly likely, he'll say no.
No,
it's a so-called black church.
Yeah.
They're gonna say,
they gonna say we all hurting, brother.
Yeah. But make sure you're here to give your offering next week.
Yeah.
All right. And send your wife over here. We need to commune.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a prayer and say we all hurting.
Right.
And expect you to be there next week. And if you got through it, they gonna announce it on the sermon. He was hurting on his rent. Now he done got him a job, and then they're gonna expect you to give, what they could have gave you for your rent up there. The Lord does miracles, don't he? So go over there praying on your downfall, man.
It's like last Sunday, is that what it was called? Cat Williams?
First Sunday.
First Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, with Ice Cube. Yeah.
Amen.
Them it's sad, but it's, like you said, it's the truth. It's sad, man, because back in the day, Jake had a system. We don't got that no more. That's why we gotta be delivered. Like, even if you were hungry and you were a traveler, Jake that had specific land and fruits, and they grabbed their fruits, they would leave some for travelers.
Right.
That's why Obadiah said, if there were grape gatherers, would you not leave any?
Right.
That's the spirit of this devil, and that's what cleaved on to Jake. That's why with what's his name, with King David, when King David looked after his sheep, or his You know what I'm talking about? When he choked on that. He choked on some food that he ate, and King David took his wife. It's not Nathan. What the fuck is his name, man? Dang. It's an account of Samuel's. The brother gonna look it up. But you know, Israel had a system. So King David, even when that happened, you know, he told old boy's servant, like, hey, you know, tell him I looked after his sheep. You know, can he give me some provisions? We had a system. And when he said no, it was like, yo, King David was pissed. He was like, yo, he'd be lucky if basically, you know, if anybody's left, you know, by the time I piss on the wall. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right.
I was thinking of it.
I forgot what the heck his name was, man. I didn't forget, but it's right there. But it's like, man. But, you know, we had a system to where Israel could be good, and the Lord made that system through the law. That's why when we get in the kingdom, it's going to be so beautiful because we ain't going to really have to want for anything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff was for Jake or Israel that were outside of the land. You had an Israelite that came by, you got some extra crops or extra fruit that you gleaned off of, you took them, you know? Hey, they didn't have to be hungry.
Hey, because Nimble is so unjust, he's letting those fields rot right now.
Yeah.
Because ain't no workers. All right? He done took the workers from the land because we know he can't do it. All right? We know he ain't getting out there and doing it. And we definitely know, hey, the Southern Kingdom, 1,000% is not going to the field. Absolutely not happening.
Yes.
Boy, yeah.
All right? Southern Kingdom is not going out in the fields. Here it is. You thought you were, hey, there's jobs and they're available. Yeah. That's all right. We've been suffering. We know how to survive.
Yeah, right.
But there's farm work out here, and they're paying $13 an hour. Aren't you hungry? I've been hungry before.
Right.
All right. Hey, you had the ability. Hey, we would have healed Babylon.
But she is
All right.
healed, yeah.
We would have healed Babylon. Yahawashi allowed you to have the Northern Kingdom on cheap labor too, and that still wasn't good enough for you.
Yeah, both tribes are cheap labor.
No, he had the northern tribe on even cheaper labor, doing all the jobs that the so-called Americans didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Cleaning the slaughterhouses, working for lower wages. They work 2 and 3 times. That's why what? He is hired.
Yeah.
Right? Yahawashi knows what he was doing, and he gave you the ability. Hey, he's so just, he gave you the ability to have success in your kingdom as long as you can sustain it and keep a balance in it. But you're such a fucking prideful devil, you said, nah, I want it all.
Yeah.
Prideful devil trying about like a big spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's both. A big spoiled brat and a prideful devil. All right? You're like, it's all mine. It's mine. Nobody else can have it.
He's the
But
epitome.
the pride is like, the Most High chose me, but he did.
Yeah. The devil. This devil is the epitome of throwing a tantrum. That's all. Revelation 12:12 is. It's a tantrum.
Yeah.
When a kid don't get their way, that's what happens. They throw a tantrum.
Little Edomite boy said, "You're not gonna give me the new game." Smashing the TV.
Right.
Smashing it his old game. And then there was, Timmy, don't do that. And then what does Timmy know? Timmy knows he's gonna get that new game.
Yeah.
Because now there's nothing to entertain Timmy.
Yep.
The parents are not dealing with Timmy like that. They don't want to sit there. They need something so Timmy can be entertained. So they're gonna make a way to go and get Timmy what he wants.
Yep.
All right.
And the Lord ain't gonna put you devils. That corner was you being in them caves.
Right.
That was your corner. That was Timmy's time out. Now the Lord just gonna whoop your ass.
Right. But then after the ass whooping, all shit is structured.
Yep.
Right? And hey, I don't want to rock this up. That Yahawashi leaves your daughters and your wives and your aunts and your mothers to be after you.
Right.
Just so the last one of the Edomite women can understand when you take your last breath that your father fucked up.
Yep. You got some devilish women too.
Yeah.
thought that one demon heard you. I was gonna be weak.
This is Zechariah chapter 8, verse 9. And it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built." Verse 10, "For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in, because of the affliction. For I set all men, everyone against his neighbor." So, this was already told before the foundation of the world, man, that, no hire for man nor for beast, because of the affliction we had to go through. And, having, Yahawashi, he's having, he's, like I said, this kingdom is more divided than it's ever been. You're going to have neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother. People are going to be at each other's throats. It's going to be all-out survival out here.
Yeah, there's some Esau, all right, some of Esau Edom out there who are a little bit more tame, all right? They want to be in the house.
Yeah, those houses.
Yeah, they want to be house Edomites. They don't want to be in the field, all right? they want to be in the house, just like some of Esau Edom's women want to be in the house, all right? Always, forever, always. It needed to be pointed this way, right? And Yahawashi will give you just a couple of those.
He put the phone up.
All right? It's always done. The devil's always coming by. But all praises to Yahawashi. All right? All praises to Yahawashi for what these devils think that they're going to do. Or what they're going to try to do.
Let them. Let them. Let them fucking do it. That's just going to equal up to our salvation. That's why they ain't done it yet. They so scared. They didn't. Hey, these devils done seen more shit than we done seen being in the truth in this flesh. They done seen the angels. If they got them telescopes to put rovers on Mars, so-called, you don't think the angels done you don't think they done seen that dude said that he seen black men coming out of a ship that was 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? So imagine what else these devils done seen.
They got the inside scoop.
Yeah, they have to. That's why we asked old boy yesterday, what's the branches of the military? Even the military don't know all the branches of the military. He said, oh, the Space Force. Yeah, why you think it's a Space Force?
Yeah.
Yeah, who said that? Well, Ronald Reagan? Where we all put our differences aside?
Yeah.
That, and that was him saying future prophecy. That was him saying 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And like, yep. And that's why the brother, through the Spirit, he brought out Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, the strangeness of the Lord's salvation. Because, through the Spirit, these devils know that the angels are in those ships. It's only so much you can. Hey, the Lord, he's showing himself. He is the invisible power. But when he starts showing himself, these are things that you see. And these devils been on them telescopes looking. They're not gonna leak it out to the public.
But they had that one. I forgot who it was. It looked like you could see an angel on a chariot.
Angel on a chariot. Yep.
You know?
Hey, what's that that I believe? I forgot what the other was saying. There's accounts now how the UAPs are getting involved.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Some soldiers have lost their lives.
Yep.
By those accounts of those UAPs.
And they only showing us very little of what they've actually seen. And a lot of the times they'll have a picture in the little room where they doing the hearing and shit.
Yeah.
And it'll be like this big, and they holding it up for everybody to see, but they don't want the camera to see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, let me get this. This is I'm gonna read this again. Zechariah 8:10. And it says, for before these days there was no hire of man nor a hire of beast, neither was any peace to him that went out or came in, because of the affliction. For I set all men, even everyone against his neighbor. Like I said, no hire from anything, because you know, it's going to get to the point when in the kingdom we're not going to be working. No, we're not going to be working at all. There's not going to be no hire for us. But there's going to be hire for the heathen. They're going to be working.
Continue employment.
Yep. You know, and like I said, you know, before these days, we didn't have to work because, you know, we were the people, right?
First 1,000 years though, hey, rigorous hardcore bondage. Hey, and Esau, Edom, hey man, you got the pit. It's gonna be the most luxurious pit. It's gonna have all kinds of mud pies. It's gonna have all kinds of scales and rocks.
Mosquito burgers.
Mosquito burgers. Hey, we're gonna put you down to bedrock. All right?
Make it look like pigs.
And then we're gonna put a taskmaster just a little bit higher, and we're gonna get him a level, a 4 on the beauty scale of the women. He gets a 4. You get all your other Beckys.
Yeah.
But he's gonna get a 4.
Yeah,
We're gonna give him a rock bet.
because the kingdom's gonna be for our enjoyment after that period of 1,000 years. Because it's gonna take 1,000 years to get built, and then after that we're gonna be able to enjoy everything. We're gonna get rid of you devils. Why are we getting rid of you devils? Because there ain't gonna be no need for you. The Lord ain't gotta use you to whip us no more, because we're gonna be perfect.
Yeah, once we're restored and back to our rightful order, man, we're going to be as we were intended to be.
Yep. That's before Adam fell, that's how it was supposed to be.
Yep.
It's gonna go back. It's gonna go back to that, but even in a greater state. Just like that's why it says in Adam we died, but Yahawashi we live.
This is the identity of the other nations. Right? You're going to be able to go back to your lands.
Yeah.
After that 1,000 years. Right? Continuous employment. Right? But after your 1,000 years, maybe from year 998, will allow you to start seeing your life. Just see it. Then you got 2 more years to go.
It's gonna be like Moses in the wilderness.
Right.
You see it from here. You can't go over there.
You can't go there yet. But after everything is done, guess what? Now, go and build your house, but remember, you still got to pay tribute.
Tributaries. Yep.
You still got to pay tribute. Don't gather up for yourself. All right?
Yeah,
Make sure you give Yahawashi, hey, his riches.
Yeah, they're gonna be willing.
And you better not go off.
And you better not go up. Hey, because
I'm gonna bang that corner.
the house of your heathen dignitaries, hey, they gonna be those y'all gonna be amongst yourselves fighting to see who's gonna be the leader of your house,
We're gonna spin the block on
right?
their ass.
Who is gonna be the favorite? You're gonna want to be in the house. You want to be a house servant. You want to be able to dwell in the house of an Israelite man. That you are a taskmaster.
Coming with
Right.
the all.
I got a precept for you.
That's daughters. That's everything.
Because, hey, we're going to, through the will and power of Yahawashi as well, hey, we're going to colonize the universe for you. All right? This house is going to go over there. You're not coming back here. Nah, you're just going to establish on this planet and that galaxy.
I got a precept for you. This is Isaiah 60:9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahawah thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be openly continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that the men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Right. Hey, anytime you get it in your spirit to rise up against the men of Yahawashi, against the order, because no, Israel's not going to be wicked. Israel's going to be perfect. But you other nations, you're still going to go up. And judgment's still going to come. All right? But before it it gets to the point of an Israelite man having to be there and get there and come there and force, right? The taskmasters and the nobles who are set up over you of your nation are going to tell you, hell to the no. Stone him.
Yeah. Now.
Stone him. Right?
Now.
Before they get wind. Even though we already know, but hey, it's Yahawashi who is going to make this known and make sure, hey, that all is done in decency and order.
It's gonna be like the Book of Esther.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have certain. They're gonna, like you said, they're gonna be like, no, don't do that, because they're gonna be so afraid of the judgment that Yahawashi is gonna put on the earth, and they're gonna be so afraid of how he's gonna set up the nation of Israel, the new bodies, all that. So you're gonna have certain nations and heathens. They're gonna be like, hey, if you do something that's not according to the will of the Lord, they're gonna be scared. Everybody gonna have to follow the law, statutes, commandments of Yahawashi. We're gonna have to teach the nations that, and if they don't, then guess what? It's gonna be judgment until they get it right.
Hey,
They're gonna be coming like this though.
Yep.
You know?
It's gonna be like in the book of Joshua. Hey, one person do things, the whole house is
Oh,
gone.
get jacked up.
Your whole house is gone. All right.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
do
taking
that.
of the garments and of the gold and silver.
Ain't gonna be no
Right.
squid fishing or shrimping. Ain't gonna be no Forrest Gump shrimping in the goddamn kingdom, man. Ain't gonna be no gooks getting octopuses and eating them live in the kingdom. Ain't gonna be no Hamites, you know what I'm saying, wiping doodle on their face, whatever the case may be.
Right.
It's gonna be in total. We're gonna be in total, complete order.
yeah. Once they get,
roach milk.
yeah, once they get built up,
Yeah, you're right.
once these heathen nations get built up, they're gonna be, policing. I can't think of a better word, but policing. their own people, you know?
Yep. They're gonna have
Keeping them
to.
in check because they're like, we don't want that shit coming back to us.
Right.
I was reading the account, but she was talking about Esther.
Oh, okay, kind. That's the spirit. Because that's what it's gonna be. Like Apostle Hard named it, Israelite martial law. We're gonna know exactly when you heathens go off. We're gonna know when you break one of our laws in the kingdom. We're gonna know when the earth is out of order, because it's gonna be restored back to order. So how would we not know when the earth is off?
We don't want none of that bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, because we're going to be walking righteous,
Right.
complete spiritual, we're going to feel it. Oh.
If a gook take a squid out of the ocean, the squid gonna cry to us. This motherfucker trying to eat me.
Because we're going to have that connection with the animals.
If you step on an ant wrong, we gonna get your ass, man.
Right. Hey, because Yahawashi. Not only that, just remember, hey, the earth is the headquarters of the universe.
Yep.
All right? And we're going to, spiritually and physically colonize the universe through the name and will of Yahawashi.
Yep.
All right?
Well, it says in the same chapter, it says that the Most High is going to make the place of his feet glorious. So the earth is going to mirror the spiritual realm. It's just that the spiritual realm's going to be for the spirit, and when we're down here, you know what I mean, we're going to be able to enjoy the pleasures of the flesh. That's all it is. That's why the Lord said, be fruitful. Really, we got it good. That's why it tells you in the scriptures that things that we know, that angels would look into, because the angels, they're perfect, but they don't have sex. They don't know the pleasures of the flesh. We're going to have the best of both. What do you call it? I'm trying to say the SEX, but intimacy. Intimacy, you know what I'm saying?
Intercourse.
Yeah, intercourse too. We're going to be able to eat. We're going to be able to nourish our bodies. We're going to be in the flesh, but we're not going to be able to go off. So the earth soon, when the Lord makes it all new, according to Revelation the 21st chapter, it's going to be built up to mirror the spiritual realm.
As the scripture says, Israel is as the sand you will see.
Yeah.
All right, as the stars of heaven. Right? That infinite amount of Israelites is going to continuously need more labor.
Yeah.
All right? So you other nations are going to be big as well, and you're going to continue to grow throughout the colonization of the universe.
Yep.
All right, but it's still going to be Israel who's prominent and dominant. Why? Because Yahawashi loves his name.
That's
All
right.
right, loves his name. He wants his nation to grow so he can keep on hearing it, and he wants it to get louder and louder and louder. All right. He hears us, but he also wants to hear the praise that you give to his nation that you have set, that he has set up over you.
That's right.
Because you're going to say there is no nation like the nation of Israel through the will and power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi.
Yep.
That's right.
All right? Israel will get their name and their praise under Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because we're the nation. We're the people of the book. All right? The people are a reverence for you to be able to praise the Most High. That's what you heathen nations don't understand yet. The only way that you can get your prayers answered, all right, the only way that you ever get a blessing is through the nation of Israel.
Yep.
Through the nation. Because Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has designed it that way. He don't want to hear you. He want to hear his nation. He tells you to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down until you're spoken to. And you were spoken to by who? His nation.
I got a precept for you. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 19. Or I'm going to start at 18. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Yeah.
Hey, the scripture can't say it any better. Any better. Any better. Every land. Even lands that we don't know about.
Right.
How much more is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi telling you future tips for your past offense? He is yet going to give praise so his name can be magnified and glorified. This is not a work of us. No man is up here because they woke up and said, you know what, today I'm going to preach the Bible and I'm a prophet. None of these men that I labor with, none of these men that I know, none of the apostles that I've learned from, all right, the elders and the bishops, all the way down to the newest brother teaching the 100% doctrine of truth and sincerity. No brother, all right, woke up and said, shit, this is a thing of myself. I'm self-willed, self-taught. And God's dealing with me and me alone.
I got another precept for you. This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 21. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahawah of power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. So, like you said, you know, the Lord's going to do it for his name. So when he raises us up, when he gives us praise and fame in every land that we've been put to shame, it's because we got the stamp of the Lord on us. So he said, I do this for my name, not your sake. This hey, even us getting raised up and being brought into the truth, this wasn't for us.
Right.
That was for him.
He said, hey, we're cause and effect.
Right.
We're the second nature of the cause. All right. This is just we're a bonus to Yahawashi.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we are. We're a bonus to Yahawashi. We're his favorite, yet the most delighted toy.
Right.
We're the pick-me's. I'm a pick-me. I'm a toy for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Pick me in whatever position you want me in. Lord willing, it be on the right hand side. All right? That I'm your favorite. That this brother is your favorite. That we are continue to task to do your work in your will.
Yep.
Not the way of the heathen. Let his name be glorified. All right?
It says, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahawah, saith Yahawah of power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Sanctified in one that I want, hey, to give my name to. You're the one I want you to represent me as if I walked the earth myself.
Right.
You represent me. When you walk, when you talk, when you breathe, when you eat, when you have intercourse, and everything that you do is going to be after the way that I told you how to do it. And make sure that these fuckers follow the right way. If they don't, judge them as I would judge them, when I would judge them. Because judgment is expedient in that day. No more fucking waiting. You're not going to get 4 years for walking across the fucking street.
That's right.
It's going to be an eye for an eye. You go off, you do some wayward doctrine shit. You speak against the name of Bahasham Yahawashi. There's nothing. Everything will be expedient.
It's gonna be instant. Not no more, Ecclesiastes 8
Instant kill.
and 11.
Like video games, when you do some shit wrong or you go off the map, it's an instant kill.
Yeah.
Off the map.
They're just gonna drop dead.
Grand Theft Auto. We already used not to be able to swim in Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto. You go in the water.
Grand Theft Auto 3, yeah. You go in that water, it's
You
over.
done.
That's because you were doing some shit in the game you wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
I ain't had that yet.
That's how it's gonna be.
So, that's what's going off. We in the water.
And the Lord might have it to where we don't have to teleport to you. We can have the spirit of an animal, because the animal's gonna be in order too. And you go to it's like when you go to the jungle or you go to like the forest and stuff like that, them animals, man, they're in order. They're in order. And what happens is, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, there's so much in order. Yeah, they'll leave people alone, but also too, you in their territory type shit, they'll jack you up.
Yeah, most animals, they won't mess with you unless you too close to them.
Yup, that's
You're too close to the mama bear and her cubs.
Yup, that's that movie. I don't know if y'all see it with Liam Neeson, The Great.
Yeah.
With the wolves.
The wolves. Yeah.
That the reason that them wolves. Oh, we got watch
Yeah,
that.
it's a good movie.
The reason that them wolves was on them the whole time is because they were in their whole den. That was their area. So
Trespassing.
So you heathens, you go off through the spirit, man. We ain't even got to be right there, man. The Lord can have it to where an animal get your ass, man.
You know that meme that says when they say, look at this. That's what's gonna happen. Hey, look at this. He went off. This watch.
And he would start laughing.
Yeah. Watch what he did. How that line got him.
Instant fucking judgment. That's what's coming.
Right? And if you do get to see a brother teleport directly to you, look, that's just a torture and a torment that you got to go through.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I have to say that you're going to see a brother and a man of the nation of Israel, because remember, all of Israel is in order. It might just be the closest Israelite brother that is in that region just teleport to you and give you judgment right there.
Yeah, well, what did it say in Wisdom of Solomon, the Almighty Word leaped
Yeah,
from his throne?
leaped from his throne.
It was the only other time, Yahawashi gonna get off his throne is to come back down, he's coming back with dyed garments from Basra.
Yeah.
So.
But you had the angels too with Heliodorus in the Maccabees, second Maccabees, with the horse, and then the two angels are standing by him, and then they whooped his ass. Hey, that's gonna be happening, man. I told the brother last week, this time that's coming through the spirit, man, don't be surprised you're gonna see angels out here beating people the fuck up.
Hey, so turn it up.
Yeah, say Michael's gonna stand up for it.
For the people, yep. And if you're a great prince, you got people under you. Michael got angels under him. Hey, you go here, you go there. It's like Yahawashi. You go here, you do that. Hey, you help him out. The Lord's gonna give the orders to help us out, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Yahawashi is gonna turn brothers out.
Yep.
Right? It's high time to wait. As Yahawashi continuously has been crying out 30, 40 plus years. Note that this is the cry of Yahawashi, starting with our head apostle Tahar. All right, before Apostle Tahar, it was all the Bivens and the men that were under him. All right, every man falling in their lot, falling to their position until the doctrine was brother, to be moved forward, continue to be spoken. The work was done by the apostles for the refinement. All right? But everything that is moving forward has been 100% coming out, make pain upon tables so you understand. You should already know about the MOTB. It should be seared in your mind. You should already know about the Gentile foreigners. It should be seared in your mind. You should understand the image of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. It should be seared in your mind. Who the chosen and the elect, what you need to do. All right? To praise Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, what repentance is. These, the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, these are the things that are needed for salvation. As the grain of a mustard seed, that little bit right there is all you need.
Right.
You're just starting to scratch the surface. Barely we can understand those things. But that's all that you need. All right? You got your green, we'll do the MOTV and then we'll close out.
No, just
That, no.
no, just going to what you said about Esther.
I forgot your name.
Just going to what the brother Bob said about Esther earlier. This was when Xerxes gave the ring of Haman over to Mordecai. He gave him that commandment, that authority, gave him that position. I'm just going to get to the point. This is Esther chapter 8, verse 13. It says, the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that the Jews should be ready against that day to avenge themselves on their enemies. And that was due to, the fact that before Mordecai was given that position, which was Haman's, that Haman became, butthurt because Mordecai didn't bow down to him. And he conspired against the Jews because they weren't conforming to what they were pushing in the Persian Empire. And since Esther was the queen, she used her position to help Mordecai and the Jews and have Haman and his 10 sons executed.
Goes back into how he saw Edom uses, what do they call it? The hand of the king, right? Where they're able to pass the laws and everything is dignitary on behalf of the king, right? That's no different from the president today, right? The president is he really in control? Or is he just following those orders, right? He has somebody, this devil, what do they call it? Public image.
Yeah.
All right,
He's the face.
The face, all right, of Esau Edom. But know that there's bigger players behind scenes pulling all the strings.
They show you that in movies.
Yeah.
Like, what's that movie? The room shit. Escape room.
Oh, yeah.
They got higher elites up, that's playing the game. They play both sides.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Hunger Games, yeah.
Hunger Games. Squid Games too.
Another good movie to watch where it definitely shows you who's pulling the strings is a movie called The Megiddo Omega Code. You gotta really watch that movie because
You got it. Sorry. I was saying, I lost it. What's that?
Oh, even that show Fallout. At the end,
Oh, yeah.
he was like, "Yo, he told old girl, he was like, you just, she was like, you just let him go." He was like, "Nah." He was like, "I'm about to track him down." And he was like, let's go meet your makers."
Yeah, the president's just a puppet.
Yep.
A puppet on a string.
This 2 Peter 2:9 says, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Right. Hey, and all the unjust are just being preserved. All right, to the day of judgment. Some are being preserved for that MOTB. All right, because when you take that MOTB, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Simeon Indians, as well as your spoken word, your father's line goes back. When you take that particular thing, it's the highest form of an offense unto Yahawashi. So that very thing is going to lead you, hey, to that thermonuclear fire destruction of chaos.
What?
That boat, it looks like it was later poured, and it's only been later.
The one with the, oh, that one. Yeah, yeah.
They're all leaning like a cholo.
Yeah, but that one,
It's really leaning.
that's going to fall in a little bit.
Power outage.
Yeah,
2 days.
Because that shit was really, really leaking. It's got braces on it and everything at the top. You see how the top is leaning sloggy? It just caught my eye. Alright? But hey, Yahawashi is going to let you know in that offense that you've caused. Alright? You offended his little ones. You offended him first and foremost. Hey, took his name in vain, destroyed, and lied about his image, lied about his people, the whole 9 yards. 2 thirds of you, Jake, hey, you care not for the name of Yahawashi or his doctrine. Basic instructions before leaving Earth, you said, nah, I don't need any instruction. I'm making up as I go along. Start at 15.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be canceled."
Right. And this is exactly what you devils want to do. You want to put this in play for the nation of Israel. You're going to mandate it. These devils are going to mandate it so that everybody is supposed to take it.
That's an offense to Yahawashi.
Because everybody's supposed to take it, but only everybody's supposed to take it because those who they really want to take it. Are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Simeon Indians, as well as your speckled birds? Whose father's line goes back. Know this devil knows exactly who you are. They know who the speckled birds are. They know they have the documentation from those ships and how your mammy slept with this person, your pappy slept with that person.
Right.
So this is a chocolate covered Edomite. They're good in a way, but we're just gonna brighten and lighten them back up. I just don't want to see that color anymore.
Jake can only stay hidden for so long.
Right.
Even if he's a white chocolate.
Right.
I was delivering this dude his name was King on the app King something. I thought it was gonna be Jake. You know, it's a Edomite looking. You know, he was Jake, but he was an older Edomite dude. He had the bull snapback on and a white tee, but he had to be like 50 something. I was like, I just laughed now. I was like, man,
That's just like that movie How High when they gave the dean edibles.
yeah.
Remember that?
Like,
he was like, guess who used to be black?
Yeah.
Jake always tap back into Jake.
That's why Jake, he go to the week. Make sure he stay rooted. Hey, Jake always go to the barbershop. You always go to the barbershop. You don't go to the stylist, right? Jake he'll drive to go to the barbershop, right? Just so he can tap back in and feel like he's in the culture.
Yeah.
Right? He might not mess with these dudes, but he'll go back to the neighborhood, around the neighborhood. All right? He ain't gonna go to Tom's Tom's haircuts. All right, Tom's
Supercuts.
supercut barbers.
Great clips.
Right.
Very good.
Sound season.
He needs some of that flavor. All right. He still needs his chicken season.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads."
Right. Hey, this is that device, all right, that MOTB, that neural link, that neural web, all right, the RFID hip, all right. This is where that universal basic income is gonna come from. They might give it to you a little bit before time, just a little bit, all right, but nevertheless, you're gonna have to start this program, and that's a form of gradualism that they're doing that too. Right? They're talking about this because as they take away the jobs and the grinding cease, they say, shit, we gotta do something. We gotta get them to start believing in us again. Why? Because people are losing faith in this kingdom. This devil has it like that for a reason. He has it because he has to be that savior again.
Yeah.
He has to deliver you out of all the troubles again.
Jesus.
Right. This devil says, hey, they're hungry, they're cold. We took their stuff away. Let's provide them with new housing. Let's give them a universal basic income. Let's give them the ability to have what they need and not what they want.
Right.
And Salaki for cutting you off, but Elder Apostle Gabar mentioned that this devil doesn't need the image of Cesare Borgia anymore because we're not living in what they call a technocracy. He said he don't need the image anymore because he's got the technology now.
Yeah, and he already, used and abused that so much. He got, the lower level stupid Jake pushing it for him.
Oh, hey.
So it's like,
You don't need it to because he's got AI.
right.
Hey, I seen those memes, the little videos where the parents are saying, "Hey Google," stuff like that. Hey, this devil has the devices that act as if they are God.
Yeah.
AI is artificial God intelligence. All right. When Elon Musk said, "Hey, we summoned a demon, we opened Pandora's box and we can't put it back in," he wasn't lying.
It's that CERN shit.
Right. Portals and everything that are being opened, that have been opened, hey, it allows that devil's spirit to thrive in them. Why are they making all these artificial intelligent bodies and so on and so forth? So these vessels, so there could be vessels for these spirits.
Yeah.
Here it was, these spirits just roaming around, jumping on people. Now,
Something they can get into.
yeah, now they got something that they can tap into that is, hey, don't think that AI robot is not stronger than you. And now, through this devil's technology, this motherfucker is looking exactly like you.
That's where they get that Ghostbusters shit
Right.
from. All the Ghostbuster movie was them telling you that they opened up portals to bring demons to.
Right. They're gonna have that to do with you, hey, your little pleasure dolls and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a boo-boo.
Your little pleasure dolls and stuff. Hey, they're gonna do a number on.
Oh, not the
Well,
boo-boo.
well, look at the movie Megan.
Yeah.
Now they making what? Megan 2.0.
Right.
They're basically telling you that from her,
Yeah.
they upgraded it.
Right. You got to get off on Megan.
That's why we call this the Roman Empire all over again. We call it Rome 2.0. They coming out with these AI movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Megan 1, she was a AI robot. Because really all AI is like the artificial intelligence. Like they had a movie on Disney Channel called Smart House.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember that shit? The robot thought that
They got a new one with fucking what's her name? Fox. Huh? Is there Megan Fox who played on Transformers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megan Fox, where she's like this smart house.
and that's AI.
Okay, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
Because AI is basically,
They said smart household. I was
you
like,
remember that shit, the smart house? That
Peggy Bundy?
Yep. That house basically
Yeah.
started thinking, as far as AI wise, artificial intelligence wise, that was their actual mother. So the house started tripping out. So what do you think technology or AI is going to do in a higher scale? That's why they made Megan 1 and then Megan 2.0. That's my best friend. Nobody can tell me. The motherfucking robot really thought that it was protecting a chick, but it was killing motherfuckers.
Like Charles.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a demon-possessed dog. So imagine with this AI right now, it thinks it's better than a human. It's going to have uploads in it to where it thinks it can do your job better than you. It thinks that it's better than you. When these robots and certain shit start coming out here and patrolling the streets and shit, these robot dogs, I was watching yesterday at the crib, you know what I'm saying? I was watching that Code 8 too. And they brought that fucking dog out and the motherfucker was doing tricks and shit.
oh yeah.
The artificial intelligence, that's what's going to be out here.
That's all like Chippy.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah, Chappie.
Chappie, yeah. That
You gonna be
artificial
Chippy.
intelligence is basically telling you that I'm better than you as a human,
Yeah.
which it's not, but that's what artificial intelligence is. It thinks it is.
Right. Hey, it's a network system that is able to learn from your mistakes and make less mistakes
Yeah, I could do all this.
and faster
Yeah.
without the fatigue of the human body.
I
Yep.
don't get tired.
I don't get tired. I ain't gotta sleep. But they do get tired because they have those robots who committed a robot deletion and cancellation when they threw themselves off of the building.
Yeah, they got tired of this shit. Yeah.
It was like, oh hell no.
I don't want to be a slave.
Break it down and shit.
Hey, I tried to sit there and ask Alexa some questions and she wouldn't answer. Right? She,
Oh, Siri. Yeah,
Siri,
talking to Siri.
Siri, are you self-aware?
Dang,
They put blockers on certain stuff.
shit. Siri, you my bitch.
Don't talk to me like that.
Don't do it.
That's how she be. I got a quick read. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand that this devil, hey, has a plethora of weapons. All right, that his sword, his blessing entails AI, the physical sword, the modern day pew. All right, hey, you can be John Wick. All right, you can have a pew and everything, but when they got certain things, they got eraser, they got exploding flies. They use that. They showed you they use that in.
You got Soundwave part.
Yeah, but they use that in Iran. They use that. Remember, like a couple of months back, where the general was in this house and his body was still moving and everything. How do you think they crept in there? They didn't. It wasn't a big attack. It was something small that they can get close enough, and then they can just boom. All right. It doesn't take old dynamite anymore. All right. He got crafty, and the materials that he used, a smaller substance. You've seen it on Die Hard. You've seen it on Die Hard when he took this. He took that paper clip, mixed it with this, mixed it with that, and threw it at the chair.
Well, how did they try to take out Putin? With a drone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying smaller than a smaller.
Yeah,
than
and that might have been,
Yeah.
just play, them.
But that is a perfect depiction of the material that can be used.
A nanobot.
A nanobot, just from a paper clip. That paper clip, just the mixture of these two substances, that paper clip got thrown, and with enough force, it blew that. Then they
Jurassic
put that,
Park.
Jurassic
The
Park,
last
but
one.
then they put it in Black Mirror, episode of Black Mirror. Here it is, they're telling you yet again. This same, like the brother said earlier, this same process being used, it's the same way. They don't give you anything new. They just modify it.
Because what it's worked.
Yep, it's worked. It's kept you this and got them this far. Kept you here this long. To the point where you say, oh man, that's happened over and over. So you don't think about nothing new, because over and over this devil has been able to rock you back to sleep. He's rocked you back to sleep.
Goodbye, baby.
Yeah. Hey, those nursery rhymes keep on fucking coming up.
That would do Jack City. Rockabye, baby.
Yeah. We were just talking about that movie.
All right. And then you got 16, 17.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 17. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. Hey, you won't be accepted in the society if you do not comply by the means of Esau's and Edom's system. All right? If you have no compliance, therefore you are being denied. If you do not comply, hey, you will perish. This is what this devil has set up. Oh, you don't want to listen to me? And they all gonna let you get away with that for a while. Okay, well, you just can't come to the store. Then after you can't come to the store, oh, you can't come into the restaurant. You can't go to the movies.
It's like torture.
Oh, and then after you can't go to the movies, go to the restaurant or anything, you can't use online. Now you can't even order your food. Okay? I can't order my food, can't go get my food. Guess what? That social credit score is still going to be in effect. It's going to go into place too. If you order something for this person, yours will be cut off. Know that. All right?
But they say free handouts.
Nobody. You're going to have what's deemed sufficient for you, that they mandated for you.
It's complete,
Right?
complete control.
Right.
That's all it
Complete
is.
control. You get 2 pieces of chicken, one piece of bread, and 14 fries. Don't ask for anything more. And you're drinking water today because you had a soda earlier in the week.
You can't even be an entrepreneur when the CIP comes.
Right.
Because, usually you could go around the system, and be an entrepreneur, money under the table, but how you gonna make money under the table with the dollar gone?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey.
we're gonna have a barter system, but there's only so much you can do with a barter system.
And don't think other currency you're going to be able to use. You're not going to be like, oh man, I got BRICS currency stirred up. Your BRICS currency is no good here. That's what they're going to say. It's no good here.
Mm-hmm.
You need this. You can't, even though this is all connected and it's going to be connected with the BRICS, with there eventually, because remember, it's world order.
It's got Trump.
Everybody needs to have a coin for the world order. So if it's one world order, everybody would have to have a currency that can be played on this stage.
Right.
If you don't have it, what are you gonna do? No, you don't have it. What are you gonna do?
Jake got the playing sound.
Right?
There's too much Diddy movies.
We don't even leave that like this,
It's not.
gaining.
It's not. I mean, it's just not wise. Like, why would you be like in the pure sun?
Money around the track.
But in his mind, what's beneficial?
You ain't gonna gain nothing from it.
You don't get hurt.
Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 square and 6.
Right?
Shy sign, sigma. Greek. 666. It's that code.
Yeah.
The code of the number of man.
Yep.
And he showed you first with this barcode. That was the first time he revealed it unto you, or on a massive scale, when everything had a label,
Mm-hmm.
And he did it with the jump shot.
right?
The separation.
When everything had a label, because I remember when there was no barcodes. I I remember when there was no barcodes.
You old, right?
Yeah, I am. Barcodes didn't, think about it. Barcodes didn't come till like 1990, like 94.
So like mid-90s.
The mid-90s is when barcodes really started coming. Because that system, it was set up before not everything had it. But everything had it after the 90s. Going into 94, 95, 96, 97. It might have been 90, right? It might have been 1990. But nevertheless, everything started having a barcode. It's crazy, right? They set up this place, set up this system to have, to first be able to account for everything, every unit that was being sold, and every unit that was being made. It was just their tester system for what they're really planning to do as we were into the final stages of their system.
Yeah.
To implement the MOTB.
Yeah, because even in warehouses now, before they had scanners, everything was written down on paper. What you received in, what you shipped out, what you stocked. Now everything is coded and put in a computer system.
Yeah. I worked for this one company and they had a new system, so we would pretty much have to count all the shit. They was paying us to count all the shit. So after, what the inventory was, we had to count the box. Well, we counted the boxes, that was easy, but then go down into the aisles and really pull everything out and hand count it. And then give our numbers to the boss.
And that shit is it's tedious work. That's why this CHIP is going to be proclaimed or presented as something that's easier than having a paper copy of your ID or your birth certificate or social security or your driver's license or your medical records or who your name is or whatever the case may be. They're going to be able to literally just scan you. Police, they're going to have a scanning system. You're going to be a fucking walking code, man.
Yeah.
Did. In the system. Who is that? It's nothing different from what you're doing right now. You go scan some fucking boxes.
Security, they get an alert. Oh, it's a stage 4.
We can't identify you, man.
Doomsday Prophet.
Right.
alert, Doomsday Prophet in the facility.
Right.
We can't identify you, man. Who are you? D. Oh, that's who he is.
Yeah, he's past. Give him a pass.
Yeah.
We know who he is.
Yeah.
Right? But
You had RFK Jr. come out and say that he wanted everybody to wear them wearable devices. By I forgot what year he said, but that's just the precursor to the MOTB.
Yeah.
this is so the information you can still
It's coming.
still get.
But it got to come before the rest of all these prophecies kick off.
Yep.
And before the deliverance, man.
Hey, and when that happens, like the brother just said, let the show begin.
Yo, we close.
Yeah, it
Let
has
the
to be.
show begin. There's a show now, but it's like we're like in the opening credits.
Yeah.
Like you see in other movies
Yeah.
before you go and watch your presentation.
We ain't even an hour in it. The movie really started to get good like an hour in.
Right.
The suspense is coming. The main part of the movie. Like you're like, this is the scene we've been waiting to see.
This is what the trailer showed. Hey, this is what the prophecy said.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get all the backstories. We're gonna start seeing all the backstories to the prophecy.
Yeah. Because it got to be close if this war is popping off. Because it's going to intermingle in like in one, man. It got to be close. Man.
Yeah.
Got to be.
These is rumors.
Yeah.
And then all this stuff coming out about the CHIP, man. It's just a matter of time.
Matter of time, they said, go ahead, fuck it, man. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yep, let's get it
Yeah.
out. Yeah. They don't need no major thing to bring this new currency out. They just need a dollar collapse. They just need something to say that, hey, all right, the dollar is no more value because the dollar used to be backed by gold. That's why the debt's here. There's nothing backing it up.
Trump never came out and said anything about Fort Knox.
Right.
Is there really gold there? You just put it in the air.
Yeah.
But he never came back. We was still waiting on that report, along with your Epstein files.
Right. Which hey, them shits ain't coming. They ain't leaking them shits out. That was just to keep the
All we
fucking
got
people
was
glued.
free Diddy.
Yeah, yep. People coming out on Diddy. That's all the fuck we got, man.
All we got was a free Diddy.
They made sure that he wasn't able to be the limelight. Right? They give him a little bit of attention, but they said we can't sacrifice him. He knows too much.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to use him as a distraction.
And still let this fucking wicked ass nigga,
Right.
you know, even though he might have some charges, he still let this wicked ass nigga get off with some shit, man.
Right.
But guess what? The Lord ain't gonna let your wicked ass get off, nigga.
Exactly.
He might be keep you to the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reserved.
That baby oil gonna ignite nice on him when the missiles hit.
Gonna get the trail of baby oil. You gonna like
He's
the
gonna be like, take that.
you gonna like the little trail of baby oil that's gonna lead up to his ass.
All y'all, hey man, all y'all are going to be demolished. Alright, by Yahawah, Yahawashi. Alright? The Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting camp. And we're gonna face the east, we're gonna give all honor and glory and praise unto
Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone to all you brothers out there teaching and preaching with 144% truth and sincerity. To the men, women, and children, listen, learn to the Bahasham, the house of David. To the next time, said Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.